The Archidamian War was the first phase of the Peloponnesian War, pitting Athens against Sparta in a battle for supremacy over Greece. This decade-long conflict shaped the course of ancient Greek history, marked by intense battles, political intrigue, and devastating consequences for both sides. Rising tensions. The origins of the Archidamian War lie in the growing rivalry between Athens and Sparta. Athens, with its powerful navy and expanding influence through the Delian League, increasingly clashed with Sparta and its allies in the Peloponnesian League. Disputes over Corinth, Corcyra, and Potidaea, along with economic sanctions against Megara, fueled tensions. These conflicts escalated beyond diplomatic resolution, leading to an inevitable confrontation. In 431 BC, Sparta, led by King Archidamus II, declared war on Athens, marking the official start of the Archidamian War. Each year, Spartan forces invaded Attica, devastating the countryside in an attempt to force Athens into submission. Meanwhile, Athens, under the leadership of Pericles, adopted a defensive strategy. Rather than meeting the Spartans on land, where they were at a disadvantage, Athenians took refuge behind their city walls and relied on their superior navy to conduct raids along the Peloponnesian coast, aiming to disrupt Spartan supply lines and pressure their enemy indirectly. The Plague of Athens. In 430 BC, tragedy struck Athens with the outbreak of the devastating plague. A disease spread rapidly due to overcrowded conditions within the city walls as Athenians sought refuge from the Spartan invasions. The plague claimed a significant portion of the population, including Pericles, in 429 BC, a devastating blow to the Athenian morale and leadership. The impact of the plague was profound. It weakened Athens both physically and psychologically, leaving the city vulnerable and demoralized. The loss of Pericles, who had been the architect of Athens' wartime strategy, created a leadership vacuum that further complicated the city's efforts in the war. The plague also contributed to internal strife, political instability, as citizens grew increasingly disillusioned with the prolonged conflict and the hardships that it brought. Key battles and sieges. The Archidamian War saw several significant battles and sieges, each contributing to the ebb and flow of the conflict. One of the early confrontations was the Battle of Potidaea, where Athens led siege to the Corinthian colony from 432 BC to 430 BC. Despite securing a victory, the prolonged siege drained Athenian resources and highlighted the challenges of waging war on multiple fronts. Another critical event was the siege of Plataea, lasting from 429 to 427 BC. Sparta and its allies besieged the city, an Athenian ally, with relentless determination. Despite a heroic defense, Plataea eventually fell, and its inhabitants were either executed or sold into slavery. This brutal episode underscored the war's harsh realities and ruthlessness which it was fought. Athens' naval superiority allowed it to achieve several successes at sea, such as the Battle of Sybata in 433 BC, demonstrating their dominance in naval engagements. However, on land, Athens faced significant challenges. The Battle of Delium in 424 BC, where the Athenian forces suffered a notable defeat by the Theban troops, highlighted the difficulties they faced in direct confrontations with the Spartan allies. In 428 BC, the city of Mytilene on the island of Lesbos revolted against Athenian control, an event known as the Mytilenean Revolt. Athens responded swiftly and decisively, suppressing the revolt and imposing several reprisals, including the execution of rebel leaders and confiscation of lands. This harsh response served as a warning to other potential rebels, emphasizing Athens' determination to maintain control over its empire. One of the most significant Athenian victories came in 425 BC with the capture of Pylos, a strategic location in Spartan territory. This led to the Battle of Sphacteria, where Athens captured several hundred Spartan hoplites, including important noblemen. The surrender of these Spartans was a rare and humiliating event for Sparta, giving Athens considerable leverage in the conflict. The Peace of Nicias. By 421 BC, both Athens and Sparta were exhausted from the prolonged conflict. The heavy toll of the continuous warfare, coupled with the losses from the plague and key battles, led both sides to seek a truce. The Peace of Nicias, named after the Athenian negotiator, was intended to last for 50 years, though it was fraught with underlying tensions and unresolved issues. The peace was fragile, marked by mutual mistrust and the lingering threat of renewed hostilities. Although it temporarily halted the fighting, the truce did little to address the deeper animosities between the two powers. Both Athens and Sparta remained wary of each other, and the unresolved conflicts would eventually reignite, leading to further phases of the Peloponnesian War. The Archidamian War left both Athens and Sparta battered and weakened. Athens suffered from the plague, economic strain, and loss of life, while Sparta faced the humiliation of captured hoplites and the challenge of countering Athenian naval power. This war set the stage for continued conflict in Greece's struggle for dominance. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and go ahead and check out some of our playlists and other videos if you want to see more.